We'll now hear from John Fargher of AgriWebb. You might have already visited John in the exhibition area at the breaks. John is the co-founder and chief marketing officer of AgriWebb, a software tool that uses on-farm data to make farms more efficient and profitable. John was raised on his family's property of 400,000 acre sheep and cattle station in South Australia, where he spent many years working on the property and assisting with the management. He received various academic scholarships to study at the University of Adelaide, where he earned a double degree, Bachelor of Law and Bachelor of Arts in Geographical and Environmental Studies. So please welcome John to the lectern. Thank you.
Great, thank you for the introduction. That's halved my speech, so we'll be more on time, I think. We're definitely hitting the graveyard section of the afternoon, so we might play a bit of schoolroom. Put your hand up if you're a farmer in the room. Beautiful. I was hoping everyone's listening. Now keep your hands up if you've got one of these, a phone or a tablet. Just about everyone. Who does all their records on their farm with one of these? I'm expecting most people to keep their hands up. Who uses a tablet or a phone for all their record keeping? 2 or 3. A few nervous hands. Why do we think that is? It's not because it's not important. It's because it doesn't really exist. There's not a simple and easy to use tool out there that can capture all of your records and not only have them in one simple and easy to use place, but then actually use that information to make business decisions, drive the business forward, use that information to actually work out what's performing, what's not performing, and driving the business forward. I mean, keep in mind, a lot of these sophisticated operations are done with this paper notebook, and I would have mine here today, but it's gone through the wash. Keep your hand up if anyone's done that, a few nods. There you go. I say that because it happens. So at AgriWebb, we are building farm management technology. We're using that information, giving it back so that we can actually drive these businesses and drive the industry forward and make them more efficient and profitable. I'll get this right up real quickly. The AgriWebb Notebook is a simple and easy to use tool that is going to use on-farm data to transform the livestock industry.
I'm a third-generation farmer. The decision-making is largely done by Dad and myself. I'm bringing new ideas and I suppose a drive to increase our production capacity on the farm.
My family's been involved in sheep and cattle production for 5 generations, and I've always seen the opportunity for technology to be involved in this space.
Technology moving the farm forward is really about making sure you've got good quality data that you can use to make decisions off.
When we set about actually building the tool, we made sure it was very simple to use. Anything that they would want to record on their farm, right from their livestock information, paddock information, full task management, plus all of their inventory management, can all be encapsulated in one platform.
We decided to buy the software because we've been growing our business quite a lot in the last few years. We wanted to have something that would help us communicate better with our staff.
I think the way that the guys have gone about thinking about how we might actually interact with the software is a big step forward compared to some of the other competitor products on the market.
Now we can monitor paddocks 365 days of the year, and we can then take that information back and start to benchmark our business.
Being easy to use and being intuitive means that it's easy for me to learn, but also easier for Dad to pick up and be able to use as well.
Struggle with some of the technology, but I think this one has got enough common sense about it that move it on the map or something like that, the job will be done and just saves you time.
If there are jobs, instead of things going to a diary or a bit of paper and they get lost, we can actually now put them in the taskbar and then we can all access that information.
The ability for other people, accountants, agronomists, pick up the data they need without hassling us on the phone. You can say, well, it's all there.
We've done a lot of record keeping, but now to have everything in one tablet that we can share with all our partners, I think's a really big plus.
All of our software development is in-house in Australia. That gives us the ability to actually get out, meet meet farmers, work with them to actually build what the customer wants and what the industry wants.
If they're willing to develop the software from feedback that we give them, they're delivering us a product that we want.
The fact that you can give information back to them and they're willing to listen.
And the more feedback we give back to AgriWebb, the better I think this product will be.
We want to actually create this trusted relationship with the farmer. We want to build an end-to-end solution for them where they can integrate their entire process through our platform.
As we grow our business, the tablet is something that I feel is going to grow with us.
It's going to become an incredibly powerful tool for producers making day-to-day decisions.
I feel that we're in a really exciting time in this agriculture game. The red meat industry is really roaring along at the moment, and it's giving people the ability to really get ahead in their business.
I hope that we leave this bit of dirt better than when I took her over.
I hope that I can use the tools available to me to make good decisions to maintain a profitable business and leave the farming land in a healthy state to be able to pass on to future generations.
Eventually, we would like to see this company innovate this whole entire industry. When somebody can actually think about technology, they think about AgriWebb. Some of you may recognise a few familiar faces from New South Wales. So what are we trying to do? We're looking to actually innovate this space, particularly the livestock industry, through the use of information, through the use of technology. If we have a look at other industries outside of the ag space and how they have developed, transformed, become more efficient, we can even look at the cropping space. In the last 30 years, they've increased their efficiency by 70% through the use of technology. Similar stories in dairy, but when it comes to the livestock industry, when I reflect on my upbringing, when we've moved from a team of 40 on horseback to motorbike to the Cessna, the time of mustering a paddock goes from a month down to a couple of days. At the end of the 80s, there hasn't been that big step change. There hasn't been that big change in, well, what's the next step? How are we being more efficient? How are we being more innovative? And it's through the use of information, and the only way to get that is collect it. So we've built a very simple and easy use tool to do that. We've also built the team that can actually build these tools and drive it forward. So we're focused on finding the best talent, finding the best technical talent. All our development is in-house. We've got some of the best minds in the country working in agriculture and building tools for you guys. It's hugely exciting for me from our company's point of view, but to see that these guys with no ag background, working for some leading companies around the world, come into this space and get fired up about the industry, fired up about what you guys are doing, and if they see that opportunity, then I think it's something that we all should be pretty excited and proud about. I mean, we all know that it's a big industry, it's not being utilised, and there's huge gains in efficiencies. We've also got the backing to do it. We're approaching this entirely differently to anyone else out in the market. We're raising capital. We're approaching it as in a typical sort of, if you like, Silicon Valley startup style. We go after grants. We just got a big federal government grant through accelerating commercialisation. We've just raised our second round of funding. It allows us to build the tools very quickly, build the team and penetrate the market. Just to give you some understanding of where we've come from, we've been around about 2 years. We released our first product a bit over a year ago. When we started, there was 3 of us. As you can see, we had 13 customers, and we were ticking along. In the last year, we've now got customers in every state. That number's up around 300 customers. We got 75 on board last month. We've got over 1 million animals under management. These are some pretty powerful information that's coming out of this. And it's one of those things where if it's available, people see it, they're pretty keen to adopt it. Just a few graphs to show you some trends. You'd be pleased to know there that New South Wales is leading the charge. So good on you guys for being early adopters and looking to kind of grab onto this technology. You can see our lead generation and revenues going up. That's obviously what we want to see in terms of the hockey stick effect. But the exciting one really is that activity per user. What that means is not only are people grabbing hold of this new toy and thinking that they're going to change their business, but it's actually not sitting on the kitchen table. People are actually using it. That activity shows that, on a daily basis, people are putting more and more information and they're getting more out of it. As we continue to build and release, people are adopting it. So what is it? So basically, it's a farm management app that we're packaging up on a tablet. It's a piece of software and it's covering all your records on farm. Livestock, as I mentioned, as a company, we're focusing on the livestock industry. That's where we believe the opportunity is to drive it forward. But we well appreciate that most people out there are running some form of mixed operation. So we've got to capture everything. We want one-stop shop. Livestock records, cropping records, task management, inventory, and it all fills in together, integrates in one simple tool, all based around your farm map, drag and drop technology so that, everybody can use it. Well aware of the average age of the farmer in Australia. If it's hard and difficult to use, it's not going to happen. We also can't drive anything forward without information, so if it's not going in, it all falls down. So that's what the focus is on, and then we continue to build new products and features based off your feedback. So everything we build is based directly off what the farmer wants, what the customer wants. So the idea is, let's capture those records. You can then actually go away. You've got that for your audits and your reporting, but then we can actually do some stuff with the data, give it back in useful ways, and you can look to drive your business forward. We can then drive it across the supply chain and actually look to innovate this entire area. So I'll let you get on moving, but we're up the back there. Come and see us. I think you can see my other co-founder, Justin, with his hands up over there, just to make sure no one's falling asleep. And we'll promise to buy you a beer tonight, which happens to be free. So there you go.